Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. Prepare yourself because 2025 will start with a bang and I can't wait because 2025 will start with Juventus on the field already fighting to win silverware, to win a cup. Usually in the first week of January after partying with your family and friends. It's a bit annoying because there is no Italian football, so you're obliged to watch Premier League. But this time, no. This time we will watch the Italian Super Cup that will be played in Riyadh. We start playing Juventus-Milan. What a game. The second semi-final on the 3rd of January. The tournament starts one day earlier with Inter-Atalanta. The one that wins in game 1, the one that wins in game 2, they go into the semi-final. Hopefully Juventus can be there on the 6th of January where you play. And if you win the trophy. As easy as that. One minimum, maximum 2 games. I would love to start 2025 with a trophy, seeing my team already celebrating, giving ourselves also a lot of confidence that we can do fantastic things. So let's go for it. And also I think that Giuntoli will be extremely happy. Not only Giuntoli, but Scanavino, Ferrero, etc., etc. Because we are also speaking about money. 23 million euro is actually the total of money that will be given to the Italian teams. 8 million to the winning club. Hopefully Juve, 5 million for the finalist, so the one that loses in the final, and then 1.5 for the one that was eliminated in game 1, 1.5 for the one that was eliminated in game 2. And I tell you this morning when I was reading it, I said like, okay, fine, but if I'm not that bad in calculation, 23, if I add up all the sums for the 4 participants, is 16. Where are the other 7 million? Gravina, where are the other 7 million? What did they do there? Did they just take the money for them? No, actually the 7 million will be distributed, split with a share to all the other participants of Serie A. Is it correct or not that the ones that are not participating in that cup, they receive money? But I don't know, but on the other hand, if we can support the smaller teams, why not? Anyway, this was for the Italian Super Cup. We have a lot of things to speak about, so put a maximum of like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We don't start with first team men, we start with first team women, because we know it is international break. We are missing our Juve, but I have good news. If you are crazy about Juve, Juventus Women is today playing in Champions League. And I think it's also free on YouTube so that you can watch it. There is the big possibility that I go with a watch-along for Juve, that is playing in the home in Norway against Vålerenga. That is a really strong team, so pay attention. Group stage made of Juve, Vålerenga, Bayern Munich, Arsenal. So we can't miss the start. We need to start with a win. I can do a watch-along. Let me know if you want the watch-along of Vålerenga Juventus Women. I'm curious to read your answer, but tell me fast because I need to prepare myself, yes or no. 3 settimane di fuoco. After the international break, going back to our first team men, 3 weeks of fire for Juventus. We are speaking about starting Juve Lazio in our home, ending Juve Torino again in our home, the end of that cycle of 7 games before that the last one, international break of 2024, Derby della Mole against Torino. In the middle we have Champions League Stuttgart, we have Inter in their home, Parma in the midweek game, pay attention, it will be on a Wednesday if I'm not wrong, Udinese, Lille again Champions League, and then I told you Torino. So 7 games that will be totally crazy. I start to be a bit worried, of course, because I start to read some information about, and this player has been suspended, pay attention, I'm not over speaking about Conceição and the injustice. We'll come back on that at the end of the video. But I hear about Conceição that will miss the game against Lazio. Cope Manners that is at high doubt of playing that game. There is even Weah that is not sure to play that game. No, but seriously, Weah, Adzic, Milik, Bremer, they could all be out on top of Conceição. It's a lot. The game against Lazio, I don't know how many men we will have. What about Cope Manners? And we didn't even mention Nico Gonzalez, that will not be there. He could possibly come back against Inter, but not at the top of his form. So we are missing a lot of men. What about Cope? I already told you yesterday, there is a slight crack in the ribs. They need to evaluate. Now he's a bit resting. Let's see. I remember that Locatelli, he had a similar problem, and he needed 28 days before being again a starter. I know that he sacrificed himself a lot, that a lot of people, they didn't say thank you to Locatelli for that. but he entered in the games. You remember he had that special thing that was made up for him so that he could play. I know that he sacrificed himself, but it was difficult for him to play a game in these conditions. So he was there, but he was not at optimal form. 20 ADs to be again a starter. Let's see. Hopefully Teun Koopmeiners will be much faster, and hopefully we can smile and have him at disposal. Otherwise it's a problem, because Thiago Motta is already thinking about an alternative solution. For example, Kenan Yildiz as a number 10. Kenan Yildiz, I tell you, is one of my big regrets that at halftime, when Koopmeiners was forced to go out against Cagliari, Thiago didn't have that illumination, that instinct that he's speaking about sometimes, to put Kenan as the number 10 instead of Fagioli. Of course, it's easy to say now, because Fagioli came from a fantastic game against Leipzig. It's a pity, but now he's thinking about that one. So I made, like yesterday morning, I didn't show you on the picture, 2 different lineups, possible lineups, knowing that Nico Gonzalez, possibly Koopmeiners, Conceição, etc., will be out. So the defense goes from Di Gregorio in the goal. I'm sure they will start against Lazio, because also the next game against Stuttgart he can't play. So Perin will be in Champions League, he will be in Serie A. Savona as a right back, Gatti, Kalulu, and then Rui on the left. Locatelli, Thuram as a double pivot, Cambiaso up again on the right side, Yildiz at number 10, Bangula on the left, on top, Dusan Vlahovic. And I'm looking at that and I'm telling me, Beppe, we are playing against the most informed team, Lazio, of Serie A at the moment. Are we solid enough? Is Rui having enough experience to start that game? Can we? Because we have a problem up front, so we need to move Cambiaso, but on the other side, I'm asking, I am not sure. Can we put Cabal, for example? But we know that Cabal was not ready to play the game. That has been confirmed by Thiago Motta. After a beautiful peak in the 3 first game, he totally disappears. Probably is not at the same level as his teammates in training session. Probably not giving enough in training session. But the problem is that Cabal will not have the opportunity to show to Thiago Motta that he's ready, because he goes to international break. He goes to with Colombia. He will come a few days before. So it will be strange to see Cabal starting. So one of the other solutions could be possibly to still keep Cambiaso as a left back, so you don't change a lot. You don't change a lot in terms of lineup. Cambiaso left back, Kalulu, Gatti, and Savona as all the defensive line. Locatelli, Thuram in the middle, and then you have a Yildiz behind Dusan Vlahovic with Mbangula on the left, and Weston McKennie could possibly play on the right. So these are at the moment the alternatives. Of course, it's way too early. We have diverse options. We can see, for example, Douglas Luiz as the number 10 with Yildiz on the left. There are a million of solutions, but a lot will depend on the days before. Juve Lazio, a game that we must win. And now we go towards the second part of the video. Today it's not a long one, or should not be a long one, because they are speaking about referees. Gazzetta dello Sport, not only Theo Hernandez from Milan, huge problems there with Milan, but that's not our problem. But they are speaking about Rocchi, the head of referees, that is absolutely pissed off. He said, did I like the last game how our referees were managing the game? He said, no. Arbitri da rosso, red card for the referees. But the problem is, yes, okay, what can I do with that information, that you are not happy about how the referees were doing their job, personally, as a Juventino? Thank you, great, fantastic, what do I do with it? I print the front page of Gazzetta dello Sport, I put it in the back. I already did a big effort today putting a pink shirt. That's already the max that I can do. No, because Tuttosport is giving us another alternative of title, of page. Ingiustizia è fatta. That usually we are saying justice has been done. Well, here we're speaking about injustice has been done, because that's what we are speaking about. Yes, we are obliged to go back to Conceição. I will not start the debate. Was it a simulation? Was it not a simulation? Was it a penalty? Was it not a penalty? I just report you the facts. The facts are that Conceição will be banned for the game of Lazio, and on top of that he will have to pay a fee of 2,000 euro. The problem is that it's totally not logic. It goes against all the common sense of the world. It goes against what I believe in the justice. And I will tell you why. And I'm not putting my own opinion on that. I tell you that it has been written from the referee in his report after the game, simulation. That's why Conceição received a second yellow card. Simulation. But the vice designator of the referees, Gervasoni, is telling us the day after, on Monday, is telling us it's a mistake. It is a mistake because it's probably not a penalty, but there is no simulation because there is a contact. We, the referees in our world, we don't consider this a simulation. It is a mistake. The day after, so yesterday morning, we hear Rocchi, the head. There is nobody on top of him in terms of referees world in Italy that is saying, I confirm. I confirm. So you have a report of the referee that after the game is saying simulation, while the day after, no, it is not. It is a mistake from the vice boss. And the boss is saying, I confirm this is not okay. It's not right. But what do they do yesterday in meeting? They tell us, bah, it's written in the report. We couldn't do anything else. It's written in the report. We are judging what the reports after the game are saying, and according to the reports, it is a simulation, so we are obliged to confirm that yellow card. That was the second one, so he will miss one game. Now, but then we go towards the big point, the big point that this is one of the emblems of why football is not working in Italy. Because we don't use common sense. Because we never use common sense. We have a mistake. We have the opportunity, because everyone is confirming that it is a mistake, to cancel that mistake. And we don't. We don't because it is what it is. So tell me about the credibility. Tell me about the justice. How is the justice working? And I don't even take you back to Calciopoli. I don't even take you back to Plusvalenza. Remember, minus 15, minus 10, Juventus, everything needed to be fast, bent. It's not only minus 10, it's minus 100 million, more than 100 million lost for Juve. It's a problem of image, because our image has been put dirt on a lot, not participating to the competition of Champions League, the transfer market last year, zero transfer market. Well, yeah, that's it. It's a disaster, but there you have a justice, then you have another justice, the one of Roma, the one of Napoli, where we still don't know. We still don't know about the ownership of Milan. A few days ago I told you about the ultra world and how it's described. Today they are going with, we need to move the focus, we need to go back to the videos that I told you. I gave up on explaining you because it's too much, because it's not my team. But in a way, guys, I speak about it every single day in Italian on Juventibus with Luca Monblano, with Massimo Zampini, what is happening in Italy with that ultra case, especially Inter and also Milan. It's huge, It's really huge, and nobody is speaking about it. What about the justice? I don't understand it. How do you want me to believe that the things that you are showing on the field, the decisions that you are taking, that they are correct? Because even when it's a mistake and everyone is telling you it is a mistake, nobody cares. And you know what is even more frustrating, what is even making me more angry? That when you are listening, Rocchi, he's even right in a lot of things that he's saying. He's saying, for example, you see the title of Corriere dello Sport, Rocchi. Troppe teste. We are too much. We are 46 referees. And we need to think with one logic, with one mind, with one guideline, with uniformity. But because we are with 46 humans, and it's not 46 robots, it is impossible for us. The objective, he says, is to have one common line. We discuss, we agree, we have new rules, we adapt the rules, we have the same rules, but we all go with common sense, with one guideline that we all respect. This is our objective. Ideal would be that we have uniformity for 100%. And then he's telling us, but unfortunately, it is impossible, which I kind of understand, because indeed he's right when he's saying we are working with human beings and not robots, because we try, etc., etc. I want uniformity, which I am asking. I'm not asking any favor. I'm asking for uniformity, but I don't see it. If you're looking already what happened in Serie A after 9 days, it's not only Juve. That's the thing. That's the problem. It's not only Juve. It's the entire Serie A. There is no uniformity. Look at the Pellegrini that is giving a headbutt or a head kick or whatever, a header, boom, to Gatti. Nothing. Why, this is a huge mistake. Look at the back pass. Juve Napoli has not been whistled. Look at the simulation that is not a simulation on Conceição, and I forget a few, but there are a lot of things already in 9 games. No, What 9 games? 7 games. Because Leipzig referee is another story, yeah? But already in 7 games, so many disasters in also other games as well. Studs up with sliding tackles. Sometimes it's a red, sometimes it's not a red. It's a lot. It's a lot of things that are telling me, okay, it's great, beautiful to speak, beautiful to explain, to say I am for uniformity. I understand that when you have 46 different referees, you can't go with always 100%, but you need to go clear. You need to do, at least you try. And if there is a mistake, you show also that there is a mistake. And if you have the opportunity to cancel that mistake, you do it instead of just confirming. Because what does that mean? A referee is doing a mistake. We know that it's a mistake, but we don't care. Then you are not helping uniformity. Then he's speaking about VAR, about the teams having the possibility to ask the VAR, that the team will be there. He's saying it would not be, it's an idea, it would even be a nice idea, but it would not be a replacement of how is VAR working today. So it would be the same VAR today where the referees have the decision, but on top of that, the teams will have maybe 1 call or 2 calls per game, I don't know. But that would be a complementary, why not? He's speaking about it, it's not something official. Then he's speaking about the effective time, that they are working a lot on the teams that are losing a lot of time, etc., etc. I would be a big fan of effective time in football. The ball goes out, you stop the chrono. It is what it is. The ball is out, you stop the chrono. The ball is not rolling, you stop the chrono, because it is what it is. But let's see, because that would be a big, huge change in football. And then he's saying something that I totally 100% agree with him. He's saying, on penalties, we need to be good in giving the penalties that are penalties. And that's a much better explanation than what yesterday was reported by a lot of my friends, colleagues, journalists, etc., that were saying there are too many penalties in Italy. That's not the problem. The problem is not there are too many penalties in Italy. If there are a lot of penalties, there are a lot of penalties. The problem is that you need to give the penalties that are correct. And that's what yesterday Rocky said. He said we need to be good at giving the penalties that are good. Then if there are 100 penalties after 3 match days, are 100. If there is one, there is one. But the penalties that are there, you need to give them. And the problem is that today we don't know anymore what is a penalty. Is it too light? Is it too soft? Is it not enough? In one game we give it, in the other game we don't give it. That's the thing. Uniformity. That's what we have to work on. Anyway, that was it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Women, injuries, possible lineups against Lazio, and then the referee worlds. Put a maximum of like if you didn't yet. Please continue to subscribe. Grazie, forza, Juve.